So for me, the longer that I've spent around music, the more I'm pretty much convinced it's magic. It's absolutely insane that we have these collections of certain vibrations that when you put them together in certain orders, they make us feel things. It's part of us. I think it's literally part of us. Music will always be one of the ways that we're able to communicate directly with people in a way they can literally feel. You won't experience art any way close to that in any other medium. It's absolutely amazing. I was introduced to music when I was in elementary school. I started playing the flute in band and carried that with me throughout middle school and high school and into my first year of college. But at that point, I had discovered electronic music and I had discovered trackers on the computer, and I was lost to the world of classical performance. It was all about making music on the computer at that point. Yeah, it just lit a fire under me, and I couldn't stop doing it. I think one of the things that excites me most about YouTube as a medium for music, synthesizers, and music technology is that we get the ability to have a lot of really, really interesting perspectives on ways to approach a lot of things that were completely hidden before. Back in the day, like, you'd be lucky to find a magazine article about an electronic artist that you really, really liked and maybe get a tiny tidbit of information about how they pulled something off because the audience wasn't there for like deep dives into like technical things. But with the medium now, people get to see that. If you have people out there making music and being talented and they choose to share information about how they do that with you and are good at doing it, that's something we've never had before in music technology. And I think that's really, really cool. I get excited about things and then I want to tell other people about them. And I've found that generally people are responsive to new ideas and new ways of putting things together and creating either sounds or music. So in a way, really fortunate to have that outlet to explore with people and make that part of the process. I think that I try to live my life with a creative mind all the time. Like, no matter what I'm approaching, I want to know how it's made, what its components are, and everything I can about it so that I better understand it. I've talked about this with people that I do lessons with, about the entire mental concept of coming up with an idea and following through with an idea. And the sort of like concept of having a library in your head of things that music does. If you don't know what makes those things, if you can't like pick apart the stuff that you then have to execute on, the tone generation, the effects, the mixing, the pacing, and the arrangement, then you can't create something that you want to sound like something. This is a long way of saying basically that, like, here are the building blocks. Now what can you do with those? And you can look at things like arrangement and composition and sound design and all the little tricks that music does in that same way as the building blocks for you to draw from and make something from that. It's been really, really interesting watching the evolution of how my musical output has changed. But ultimately, it hasn't been until just recently, I think probably, after I discovered the Electron workflow and then later from that modular, that I've discovered that music can't, like the kind of music that I wanted to make when I was much younger, I can now do. Like it's achievable now. And I have no idea how the artists who did what I did when I was a kid did it, because I don't think a lot of these tools were around, so God bless them. But I finally feel as if I can make the kind of music that I wanted to make when I was like much younger. As much as I love learning, I generally like to do it at my own pace. It's really hard for me to learn concepts from people at their pace. I always want to like either rush ahead really, really fast or slow down and spend way too long on like a single little thing that I find interesting. So In that respect, no, I don't think I'm a very good student. I do consider myself a teacher, which I guess is kind of ironic. And that has been kind of thrust upon me via the YouTube stuff, answering questions from people about my process and how I make music. So that's been actually really, really, really cool to jump into. I think everybody has the potential for creativity. It's just under what guise it flourishes. I think everyone should be introduced to as many things as possible, and seek out as many opportunities as possible to experience things so they can find what it is that really sparks that part of their brain into action. Music will always be there. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't need anyone else around to do it. You can just do it, and it can make you happy. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Hi, my name is Jeremy, and this is Red Beans Recording.